All right, everybody, this is the last video in the product lifecycle. We're talking about the decline of your product and the introduction of a new lead item and the strategy around doing this. So, what I want you to focus on for this is just overall the mentality that we're bringing up another product at the same time another one is coming down. The reason for that is that we can have one product basically being our lead, one product or more, depending on your strategy of what you're targeting. But one product at least going back to that same market that we were pushing all this traffic to in the current lead item. And so as you're on your way down, you can be introducing something to get the pixel fires going, to a little bit of confidence around the product's going to do well. You're doing the market test, you're doing the link ads, click the website ads, and so on and so forth, getting ready for the real rapid growth period of website conversion ads, of video. And this is going to be basically prepping you to always have the constant revenue coming into your store. So we want constant traffic to the store. We want constant revenue. Again, this is for the lead item here, something that we present to the market, get them into our store, and have them buy the other items that we have currently listed. Now, if you're following the MVP model, we'll talk about your strategy about product listings here in a bit as well. So your current lead item, once it's done, will go into your catalog when the new item takes the lead item place. So you're going to set it at a full retail price. You want to keep the positioning as unique, but you no longer have to do the whole it's on sale. If you did a free plus shipping, now put it at retail pricing. You don't need to have that impulse mentality around it and positioning around it that you did before. You just have this as a unique item that you know your fans are going to love and your customers are going to love. So this is the product diffusion curve, basically outlining the product life cycle, and you can see it shows who grabs what and when. So your innovators in this instance, in our case with paid traffic from Facebook, are going to be your fan pages, your loyal fans, the guys that are engaging with your page constantly and your content, as well as your email list that you'll be able to mail out. Specifically at this point, if you're just starting off, you'll now have all these customers that bought your prior item. Well, you want to mail those people again with your current item saying, hey, we know you loved this prior one. We want to show you this new one as well. Your early adopters, again, are going to be probably a lot of your fans. But once you start pushing that linked PPE ad, this is where you're going to get those early adopters, the people that buy really, really out of impulse. Like the people that see something, they need it, and they buy it. And then the early majority, that's when we're going to start getting into our growth period, with our late majority being the maturity stage, and the laggards being in the decline stage. The people that really need that extra push is what we're dealing with our current item right now. So when you're getting and picking up the laggards, these people in the market are not going to be the same people as the innovators and the early adopters. The mentality is completely different of these two sets of people. And that's something you never really got to take advantage of with the t-shirts, right? Since we're discounting, we're giving more value, the price is down, and it's been in the market forever, we're picking up those people on the very end of our current item's life cycle. And that's when we're going to start pushing those people into our sales, getting those pickup. But those people would never buy the impulse item that we just put in front of them too. I mean, maybe they would, but overall, the mentality of an innovator and early adopter is highly different than the laggards. So when you're pushing traffic into the market, don't worry about crossing too many of the same different kinds of people. These are completely different mentalities of customers that you are dealing with here. And so our new lead item, what are we going to put in front of them? Well, we can do a very similar product, a necklace, with a little bit of difference, obviously, but a necklace is a necklace, right? And just put something else very unique in front of them. You know that the demographics that you just found and the targeting that you've been using work for necklace, so more than likely somebody would buy another necklace. So that's one of the options that you have. Accessory to the prior lead item, my example being a bracelet to match the necklace. That one has worked pretty well for us. People like to have matching items, and that's very, very niche specific sometimes, and specifically item specific. So you want to test that out, but don't rely on that entirely, because sometimes people won't pick up in that aspect. Improved version of the previous product. This is one of my favorite. We did really well with an alloy necklace, and we wanted to move it to stainless steel. Doing that gives you another positioning for your product, right? It's stainless steel this time, or silver, or sterling silver, or whatever it is that it is. But you can improve upon a prior product, and then you can use that mentality to push, whatever you just did, push it back into the market and see what you can get. Sometimes this works incredibly well, and sometimes it doesn't. The alloy to the stainless steel is probably not going to be the one entirely that does very well for you. But if you can actually improve upon the product of the concerns of people, that's really where you can make some damage. So, some people will be like, oh, I wish it had this feature, or I wish it looked a little bit more like this. If you have the ability to make those changes with your supplier, you could really do some damage. I mean, this is a strategy I think that a lot of people, when they sell on Amazon, they start selling on Amazon, they take, because you can go to Amazon, see a product listing, and then you see all the parts of the reviews of people wish that it was higher quality, or if it came with this, or it's missing this feature. You can take all that information and that feedback and improve upon the current listing product, and then sell that improved product to the people. Well, we're doing the same thing here. We're just doing all the basic data gathering ourselves, right? I used to do this a lot with t-shirt designs, and it worked very well. So the design was a one color, or didn't have a lot of graphic to it. And then the feedback of the customer was, hey, I wish it had two colors, and it had this graphic involved with it. That is an easy way to pick up more sales, because you know exactly what the customers want, not just what you think that they want. So again, don't worry about running ads for both current and new lead items at the same time. Again, we're not spending a whole lot of money in either one of these stages. And we're messing with different types of people as well, right? You have your laggards and you have your innovators and early adopters. Completely two different mindsets of the customer. The goal is to have one product ready for the growth stage as the other one is about to be killed. So you could still be spending in the decline stage a decent amount of money as you're killing off ad by ad. You might have one ad that's really doing very well. So what our goal is here is to just have one ad ready to really take off, or one product ready to really take off, while the other one is getting on its last leg. And in doing that, you will have constant revenue and constant profit into your store, especially if you get to be able to do this with more than one lead item down the road. That's something that's really exciting that you can do once you're perfecting this model and you're handling more and more ad sets. So once your product is killed off, move it to your catalog. We talked about that already. If you're following the MVP model, though, you will want to add the catalog page to your navigation at this point. That's super simple. Look back in the how to set up your store and show where the navigation is there. You're just adding the catalog page at that point, and then your catalog is going to have your current lead item and your prior lead item. So your new current item or your prior item will now be in your catalog, and that will give people options. But also we are basically building our store out with proven items, right? We're not just listing a bunch of stuff into our store. We're actually building out a store of proven items that we've pushed traffic to and know that it sells well enough to be a lead item. So that means that the product is going to do very well on the catalog page as well, because it's an impulse kind of item. It performed well enough to have ads perform well, because that's something that a lot of people don't take into consideration when you get to a catalog. There's products that you can use as lead items and not use as lead items. And the reason for that is that not every product is going to get you into a cost-effective range for you to run traffic. That's one of the most crucial parts of your product, is it has to draw enough impulse, enough reaction to whatever ad type you're using in order to bring the cost of those ads down to a point where it's cost effective for you to run it. So that's why I like you doing, the specific call to action with a specific ad type. If it's a click to website, make them click. Tell them to click. If it's an engagement ad, make them engage. If it's a website conversion ad, tell them to buy. If it's a video ad, we want them to buy, and it's naturally going to perform well because it's a video ad. So that one has a little bit of a favor for us right now. That could change down the road, but we want to make sure that we're telling people, it's just to drive this point home on this last video, we want to make sure that people are doing what we want them to do with our ads to bring those costs down. So you should be ready to recycle through your stages now. So this is the product life cycle curve that we've been looking at the entire time. It correlates with the product diffusion curve. But what you're looking at now is one product in the decline stage and one in the introduction stage, right into getting into the growth. That's the time frame that we're in here. So now you're just going to cycle back through with your lead item, your new lead item, and do this over and over and over again. And if you can do this in a consistent manner, you don't have to burn through tons of t-shirt designs. One product can last you up to 2 months or so, depending on the niche size and the quality of your product. But using the MVP model, we're finding things that have a high engagement with our audience. Lots and lots of people want this item. So we can push it through our audience for a long period of time using the different ad types, and making sure that one product, like I said, we have a necklace that's done 6 figures of revenue. One necklace, a $10 item, one necklace. We ran it for months. And that got tons of people into our store, buying different types of items that were listed in our catalog. And we never had to push traffic to the other ones because we had a solid item that we could push out to the moon. We could fill our market with that item as much as possible and get lots and lots of results off it and lots of revenue on it. All right, guys, that is it for the product lifecycle traffic model. This is something that we have spent tens of thousands of dollars of our own money testing and proving out. It works incredibly well for us. I know it will work for you if you put it to work. So if you need additional resources, go to the resource tab in the members area. There's going to be some mind maps there, including a video walkthrough. It's like 14 minutes long. It goes from A to Z, but download those mind maps and kind of use them as notes as you're doing this for the first time. And eventually you will walk through this like riding a bike. It's going to just be simple for you. You're going to be able to do multiple products at the same time. And it's going to be exciting to see the results that you guys get from using this model, because this is something that I didn't necessarily create. I just applied it to Facebook traffic and e-commerce store. This is something that all corporations and companies, they utilize, and I want you to utilize it too. So take care, good Schmidt, and talk to you soon.